This is a Resident Evil Requiem review. Quick note, I'm playing on the base PS5. It took me about 45 hours to get the platinum, but about 30 hours to beat the story because I took it really slow with this game. First, I'm going to start off with Grace's parts, then I'm going to talk about Leon. For Grace's combat, it's very challenging but rewarding. Shooting zombies, enemy balance in general feels great. Resources are well balanced. Melee combat is basic, but you'll get by fine with knives that you find around. Her exploration is excellent. It's satisfying to clear out each room. The in-game map is really helpful to explore, find objectives, and backtrack for items you left behind or missed, or find areas you haven't discovered yet. Every single area that you play as Grace is interesting to explore, with a good variety of zombie employees to fight and stuff to do and find. The puzzles for Grace's section are again excellent. There's a good variety of them, and they're mostly simple, but they're fun to find and figure out how to unlock and get the loot inside, which is always something useful. The mini bosses and the main boss in Grace's section are all fucking excellent. They're all scary and challenging in their own ways. You got the chef, the big fat guy, the singers, the two singers and their fans, and the large zombie girl. And they're all interesting and fun to fight or figure out how to take down some way or another. The horror part of Grace's gameplay is so goddamn good. Excellent lighting, sound, stealth, zombie behaviors and reactions, the paranoia around bodies, turning corners, the big zombies patrolling each wing of the hospital made it so fucking creepy and scary. I loved it. New Game Plus with Grace is a lot of fun, and it only gets better every time you get new stuff to help you with your next playthrough and help you focus on your challenges. When you complete enough challenges, you can get infinite ammo, infinite knife, a machine pistol, and an infinite save ribbon with Grace. So running through with her is a ton of fun every time you do it. You don't carry over any resources or upgrades. Only special content you've unlocked, like the knife or the infinite ribbon, etc, etc. And you can get all your trophies and challenges using infinite ammo or any special cheat or content weapon you unlocked. Overall, Grace's gameplay is a 10 out of 10. There's literally nothing I have to complain about gameplay and content wise. Every area I explored was interesting, challenging, and rewarding. The combat was hard but fun. The bosses were great and the puzzles were fun. Also, Grace's voice actor is fucking amazing. I haven't played a video game with acting this good since Baldur's Gate 3. I'm normally someone that finds something, literally anything, to bitch about, but Grace's gameplay is a genuine masterpiece and I couldn't be happier with what I played. Next up, we're going to talk about Leon. Not gonna lie, I do have some issues with Leon, but we're still looking good here. So combat with Leon is still a bit tactical. He has more melee mechanics and a gun finisher he uses sometimes. Like for example, with the melee finisher, every time an enemy is on the floor or on their knees, you can just rip their head off with the axe and they're dead. You can parry most melee attacks. You can also parry some barehanded attacks. The shooting in combat is overall really fun, but I have some complaints. For example, Leon's enemy balance is weird because it feels like half the enemies never get down for a kick, and they can only die with bullets. I get that I have a lot more ammo in this game, but I still wanted to kick every single enemy in the game, and there's not enough zombies that let you do that make this a consistent playstyle anymore with Leon. Another big issue that I have in this game is the chainsaw is really janky. For example, Leon sometimes stabs the zombie with a chainsaw, kicks them away, and they're not even dead. Now I just lost the chainsaw. And also, when a chainsaw drops to the floor, it'll spin around for like 10 seconds, damaging Leon if he tries to grab it. But enemy zombies can walk right up and grab the chainsaw, start using it without getting hurt at all. So overall, good combat, but the new stuff they added didn't work well. And the zombie balance didn't feel great for Leon, but still pretty good overall. Exploration as Leon is really good. There's tons of stuff to find and loot to upgrade and craft stuff. The areas are satisfying to clear out. There's a lot of zombie mobs to fight with really well-designed areas and enemy spawns that feel fair to get through. That feel fair and fun to get through. The only complaint I have about Leon's exploration is there were very little puzzles, and the urban construction area where he was at didn't have much personality. It felt more like kind of like generic, typical action movie sets, which still felt great because of the combat, but it doesn't have that little spice that made exploring with Leon as fun or interesting as with playing with Grace or in the Resident Evil 4 remake. Next up, the bosses and the mini bosses for Leon are some of the most fun I've had in years. Outside of a couple generic chainsaw mini bosses, every single other boss that I fought, and there's a lot of them, every one that I fought with Leon was scary, well balanced, and fun to fight and satisfying to take down. I love the unique fighting arenas that were perfect for each boss. They all felt really random, but in a good way. I never expected to get what I got at the time in the places that I got them. And just overall, the bosses are fucking fantastic. I wouldn't change a thing, except adding some unique mini bosses to the construction area, like a small El Gigante construction worker with a big sledgehammer or some shit. Something more than two generic chainsaw dudes, you know, but still good overall. Next up, the horror for Leon's part, I gotta say it's still great. Even though you're fighting a lot more, it's all the time you spend in between fights wondering what's gonna happen, and stuff does happen often enough to keep you on your feet. And even then wondering in the middle of a fight where there are gonna be more zombies that spawn. And the zombie spawns aren't annoying, but again, it's enough to keep you on your feet. Next up, the new game Plus with Leon is extremely fun. You can rack up points for kills from the beginning of the game. Chasing his challenges are fun. The melee combat doesn't get any better, but the shooting and power fantasy does, and it's so much fun. And yeah, no complaints there. Perfect new game Plus. Yeah, for the performance and bugs, I have absolutely no complaints about performance and bugs. The game ran perfectly fine on my PS5. I didn't run into any performance issues or any gameplay interrupting bugs or like any bugs at all. Even like little tiny movement stuff, like the game is just extremely solid. For the score, I'm giving Resident Evil Requiem a 9 out of 10. Grace's gameplay is a genuine action horror masterpiece that I have no complaints about. Intuitive maps and gameplay, great balance, enemies, environments, new game plus, and 10 out of 10 voice acting. Actually fucking perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. Leon's gameplay doesn't feel as well balanced. He has janky melee combat. His exploration wasn't as interesting as it was with Grace or the RE4 remake, but still good. But the shooting and exploration is still really good fun. The bosses and action sequences are some of the most fun I've had in video games in years. And his new game Plus is a masterpiece of fun on any difficulty. I do highly recommend this game. Even with my bitching about Leon's parts, I still had a ton of fun. Ran through the new game Plus, played it a bunch of times over for all the challenges and my platinum trophy. And most importantly, I don't regret my 70 bucks.
This one is for the one and only, worthy of the bloodline, Leon Kennedy. Leon, you're so cool, and with your sperm we're gonna rule. Leon, understand, Claire's gonna love you till the very end. Leon, 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 but my sister. Leon, 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 but my sister. Oh, Ada Wong, Ashley, and a Hunnigan too. 1,000 Asian waifus couldn't keep me from you.